how did your journey of taking care of terminally ill children begin?
My journey became 1989 when I met my wife. And my wife, she was a foster mom before me because she was living with her, when she was a teenager, she was living with her grandmom and grandpa, and they are foster family. That's how she started with that. Since I met my wife, and she already have 3 kids that time. So we continue with her.
So your wife was the one who really influenced you?
That's the reason is my wife. It's not, I mean.
How was the experience of your first foster child?
When I met my wife, I already have 3 kids. And they are drug babies. You know, people, mom when was pregnant. We had 3 boys. A mom using drugs, and they have some mental problems, you know, and some physical problems because of the drugs.
Okay. And can you describe how it felt to lose your first foster child?
It's very hard. I mean, I remember that my first child died in my home. It was 1994. She was a little Mexican girl. She got a birth defect because her mom, she was working in the farms, and they used to spray with the crop dust chemical to the farms. So that's what her mom got. She got affected by that chemical, and so that her daughter, she came born with called spine bifida, which is spine. Her spine was out of her skin in the back. They have to operate and put skin over the spine.
And your work has started to become a lot more recognized. I mean, since last year, and you also recently received an award here in Turkey. Has anything changed since your work has become more recognized?
Everything changed since the first day of the story came out in February 8, 2017. Everything changed, and the story went viral, not in the United States, all over the world, from the first day in Europe and England and everywhere. My story was being featured in 89 countries and written more than 10 languages. And all the churches, Christian, Jews, Buddha, or Hindu, wrote about my story.
Has Islam affected your foster caring, and if so, in what way?
I mean, as a Muslim, we know it's our religion encourages us to help, you know, people who need our help. And as I said, I have no idea about foster kids before I met my wife. Even I came from big family, but when I met my wife, she already has the kids, so I just keep continuing with her. And also, in the beginning, I was volunteer in Children's Hospital, Los-Anджелес, visiting those kids who has no family. They are orphans, because when they are orphaned, they leave them in the hospital or medical facilities. And my religion is a big factor.
The Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "You will not enter paradise until you believe, and you will not believe until you love each other." So how do you think this hadith is reflected in your work? Because obviously you require a great amount of love to care for those children and to make them feel like they're not alone.
This job, you have to come from your heart. If you do it for something else, you're not gonna stay. Because it's 24/7, a job. Sometimes you are tired, you're not sleep, you have to go. Next day in the morning, you have to take the kids and travel to take them to the children's hospital. Sometimes you spend the whole day. You can't say, "Oh, last night I didn't sleep, I can't go today." You have to go. And you have to do it really 100% from your heart, not for any other reason. Otherwise, maybe you do it maybe a year or 2, and then you give up.
What's the most difficult and the most rewarding parts of being a carer for terminally ill children?
The most difficult, it's lack of sleep. You have no day off. There is no day off. I mean, I've been telling you since 2010, I never had day one off until I came to Turkey. And the rewarding, it's give me really a pleasure and satisfaction when I see them laughing, smiling. I see them content with their life. That's really most pleasure for me.
And do you see yourself doing this job until until you grow older?
As long I am healthy, and as long I can provide good care for them, I will keep doing that. That's my goal.
Okay. And is there anything else that you would?
I mean, my story when came out, really it was inspire a lot of people and change the idea, American thinking about Muslim and Islam in the United States, because everybody wrote back to me. They said, I never read a story like this. And most of them, they said, I cried when I read your story. And you restore the humanity. We believe in humanity because we lost the trust of humanity before your story. But you brought it back, and you brought the trust in humanity from your story. And they said, we never expecting Muslim in America doing a job, not even American want to do that. Because I am only taking terminal kids who's dying. I am the only house in Los-Anджелес taking kids knowing they're gonna die. That's the only thing we take them, because kids who gonna die, nobody wants to take them, because they said, why I take kids gonna die that will devastate me and my family and my kids. So, and a lot of people, they're afraid even to talk about that. A lot of people don't want to even talk about it, and they said, how you're not, I have 10 kids died in my house. He said, why don't you quit from the first kid, I mean, it hurts. I'm telling them, if I don't take them, those kids gonna stay in the hospital, in the facility. They have no bond. When the kids in the hospital have no bond with anybody, because so many kids in the hospital. But I believe each kid has a right to have a mom and dad, brother and sisters, a place called home, security, stability, and make him feel that there's somebody loves him and somebody with him in the hardship time, and make him feel home. That's the most important for the little kids, especially the kids taken away. Some kids, they take it away from her family or his family, replace him to put him in a place he doesn't know nobody. It's already he's traumatized, and you have to love them and make them feel secure, and make them they feel they are home. They are not stranger, And my key to continue in this work, I love them like my own biological kids. I don't think about them as a foster kids. So I treat them as like my biological. That's what really keep me going.
I read that you, a lot of people, even your neighbors or people at the mosque, they had no idea that you did this. How did you manage to keep it under wraps?
Really, I don't talk about it. I just do it. I mean, I'm not asking for anybody to say thank you or I'll give me a tap in my shoulder, and no. Even the people at the mosque I go, they only know the kids I have right now, but they don't know how many kids I have and how many and how long I've been doing it. Even the imam said, oh, you are under our nose, we don't know. Because really I don't talk about it, just do it, I mean, I don't, because I shouldn't talk about it, that's the thing that I choose to do,
So you choose not to talk about it?
No, not to talk about it. I mean, why I have to brag about it, I'm doing it for the sake of Allah. I'm not asking for anybody to tell me thank you, Muhammad, or you're doing a great job, or no, I never thought of, because trust me, before the story came out, nobody knows about me, even my neighbors. They know we are a foster home, foster family, but they don't know. I mean, they came to my house about 80 or a little bit over 80 child during 29 years. And about 40 of them is really terminally ill. There is no hope. I take the kids from the hospital the doctor gave up on them. I mean, they said there is no, medically, there is no hope for them. Because the girl, the one I have right now, they told me, I took her when she was 6 weeks old. And the doctor told me maybe 2 weeks, maybe a month. But alhamdulillah, now she is 7 years and 3 months. But this kind of diagnosis, I mean, I have 3 kids before her, the same diagnosis. 3 of them died. But they die with no warning. They die very suddenly. Really, I mean, a minute they are okay, the next minute they are gone.
How do you deal with the impact of that? I mean, it's obviously so upsetting to see the people that you love and you care for pass away. So how do you deal with that?
Be honest, it hurts when, you have the kids from the babies like your own. We never take any kids more older than 3 months. All of them from the hospital. Some of them a week, 2 weeks. And when they pass away, it hurts. We are a human being. We have mercy in our heart. This is from God, But we know we have to do it, because if we don't do it, this child is gonna be in the hospital, in the facility. And also in belief, when your time comes, there is nothing you can do. I do whatever I can as a human being, because we're a human being, we have limitation. I do as a human being whatever I can and leave the rest to God. Because there's 3 things written on us before you born. Before you are a fetus and became, like they call it in America, trimester, and a human from fetus became a human being, and you got the soul. At the same time, written on you and me and everybody, 3 things we can't escape. When we're gonna die, how we're gonna die, and where we're gonna die. And these 3 things, we can't escape them. So when my time comes, there is nothing I can do, because this is not, it's out of my hand, and it's out of a human limit. So I have to accept what God decide. It could be the death comes to me before the kid, So I have to accept it. And also from the beginning, when I take the child, they tell me he's gonna die in 2 weeks. So when they live 6 months or 6 years or 7 years, that's a blessing, They told you he gonna die, because all my kids come with, what DNR, don't resuscitate, and hospice. When a kid or adult to put them in hospice, means you are dying, means no hope for you. They put you like 6 months, means there's no hope. This girl I have, they put her twice in hospice. And when I get here, she was DNR and hospice. And they put any person in hospice for 6 months. If they didn't die, they take him out of hospice. And they put her twice. And twice she passed the limit. It was 6 months. And she still, trust me, when I brought her, the government tells you, we have this child. He's dying, he's gonna die, there is no hope. I just want a home for him, to somebody to love him and make feel him, home. Make him feel that has a family taking care of him, or loved him and concerned about him, and share his or her difficult time. And alhamdulillah, a lot of them, they pass really the expectation. These 7, the child before her 6 years and 4 months, and all the same diagnosis. She's blind, she has no brain, her brain like maybe like a small knot, and because of that, she's blind and deaf. There's nothing wrong with her eyes or her ears, but there is no brain process the vision or the hearing. Also, she has seizures. She has, like right now, minimum, easy, 4 seizures a day. Sometimes a lot. She has 4 machines. She has oxygen 24/7. She has suction machine. She has a nebulizer for her lungs. And she has feeding machine, tube. She has 2 tubes, one for feeding and one for medication. Feeding is 24/7. That's the only way she can eat. And alhamdulillah, she's past 7 years old. Nobody expecting. Even every time when I take her to the doctor, they said, oh, she's still with us. That woman, she's a teacher. She said, in my life, I never told anybody, God bless you. But I read your story. Your story forced me to say, God bless you. Because in America, Muslim always bad. We are killers. We are terrorists. We are not good. But when my story came, really it was a positive story for women, Muslim. And a lot of people really, they see the true color of Islam. Because I tell them it's Islam, there is nothing wrong with Islam, wrong with us. You have to distinguish between Muslim and Islam. You have to distinguish between religion and the people who practice religion. A religion, it's always perfect. We are the one who practice the religion. That's the wrong in us, We do a lot of bad stuff, But from my story, they say the truth of Islam. Islam is religion of peace, a religion of love, a religion of compassion. That's what true Islam. And people, because the media in America mostly controlled really by Jewish, and always say bad things about Muslim. Even like somebody in place of the world, they do something individual, they don't say Muhammad did that. No, they say Muslim. They persecute all the Muslim and Islam. They don't say, no, this is the individual, he did it. No. In the media over there, if Muslim did something, all the Muslim bad, all Islam is bad. And if a Christian do that, they will say, oh, I think he has mental problem. And they say, John did it. They didn't say that the Christian did it. Even sometimes they do bad things. Only they mention by their names. Yes, it was really a big da'wah. It's really real da'wah. Maybe science da'wah, But a lot of people seriously, they said your story inspired us and restore the faith and the trust in the humanity. Because people get sick and tired of talking, because talking is cheap. You can talk, I can talk, we can talk and suggest many things, but people got fed up with this talk. People need action. People, they want to see action. It's how to believe you. Because people, everybody can talk. Everybody can talk. Is cheap. It doesn't cost you nothing. But people now, they want action. See how the Islam spread in Asia. They didn't go fight with them. Some merchant go, Sahaba, go do, and people say, wow, what's these people? I want to be with you, like you. And became Muslim in Indonesia. Indonesia, the biggest Muslim, is not even Arab in the world, Indonesian. From where? They ran from the Sahaba, from the way they treat them, the way be honest, the way they are do their merchandise, they don't lie. People, they asking, who you are? I want to be with you, like you. That's how. And believe me, most of the people who are interested in my story, Jewish. 95% of the interview, the movie is Jewish. And the only Muslim country approaches me is Turkey. I feel very, really honored, and in my opinion, I mean, right now, the only Turkey helping other Muslim countries, not Arab Muslim country. No, I didn't do nothing. I mean, they gave them hard time, but Turkey step up and helping all Muslim all over the world. I mean, that's the truth, you know. We can see it. Seriously, I mean, President Erdogan, he's in America, he's very famous among the presidents of Muslim countries, because they know what he's doing right now. He's helping other Muslim country when they have hardship.
Do you have anything else to add?
I'm the things I want to add. I mean, it's I am happy my story came out and inspiring Muslim and non-Muslim, and give beautiful image about Muslim and Islam, especially about Islam, because we are always we called us, I mean, evil religion in some, in the United States of America and Europe we are evils. But Alhamdulillah, this story, I mean, changed a lot of people, and a lot of people said they get inspired by this story, and they feel they said we should do more what we are doing right now, and extend our hand for the people who needs our help. What this is really most satisfaction to me, I mean, that's I inspire some people and give positive news or give positive thinking for Islam and Muslim in the United States of America.